Hello, my name is Sudhir. I'm going to explain to you the key features of Gavika RADIUS. I have installed GRADIUS on this URL. I will now log into my account. Okay, now I'm logged on to GRADIUS. Once you install GRADIUS and configure the core functions such as the core configuration, server inventory or the topology, NAS, and once you orchestrate your RADIUS server, you are good to go with day-to-day administrative tasks such as managing groups and users. Here from this menu I'm going to select groups. I'm going to add a group. I'm going to call that demo group. Okay. Next I'm going to add a user. I'm going to call it demo user. I'm going to call it demo user 01. Also going to set it a password. Going to put up a fake email address and number. Okay, here there are four important form fields here. They're called laptop MAC ID, mobile MAC ID, tablet MAC ID, and the device MAC ID. If you want the user to access the network only from their device, so you can put up their device's MAC address here. There's an example here in this format. If I add this MAC address, this user will be able to access the network only from this MAC address. Okay, I have added the user to the group. Next, let's look at scheduling. Click on add schedule. I'll call this work days, and then I'm going to create schedule items. Going to select weekday, start time 0900 and end time 00. This means the user will be able to access the network on a weekday, that is from Monday to Friday, from 9 in the morning to 6 in the evening. So let's go back to groups and edit the attributes of the group. Here you can select schedule. I'm going to select work days. There is another item that you could use here. Attribute name is called simultaneous use, which means the maximum number of devices that a user can use to connect to the network at the same time. I'll say 3. That means a user will be allowed to access the network from 3 devices at most simultaneously. Okay. Those are the typical day-to-day administrative tasks a network administrator will perform using GRADIUS, that is managing groups, users and schedules. And also network administrator will be able to look up various reports. The first one here is authentication. Basically lists the authentication entries, whether an authentication has been successful or not. Here it says user 1 access accept. Access accept in RADIUS lingo means successful authentication. If it were a failed authentication, it would show as access reject. Shows some details such as the MAC address that was used, and gives you some other information such as timestamp. The next report we have here is accounting. Accounting basically is a part of AAA. In AAA we have used the term accounting. What it means is the network access server at a predetermined period, at a predetermined frequency, it is going to send accounting packets to the RADIUS server. the Radius server records it, and they are shown here. For this to show up, you will need some accounting entries. In this demonstration, there are none. Next is data transfer. It lists the users and the data that they have consumed. Then most affected, as in the users that were unable to use the network for various reasons. Here it is user 4. They were unable to access the network twice. That means they tried to connect twice and they were not successful. Also, you have reject report here, which means this user tried to connect to the network and it was rejected because the username does not exist, and it gives some more information here. These are the day-to-day administrative tasks that you perform, and you can add other Radius users. So right now I have logged on as administrator, but you can create more users, and you can have separate roles for each set of users. For example, there could be a full administrator, or that could be a level 1 administrator, that could be level 2 administrator, and you can grant permissions to those administrators from here. In the dashboard, it lists the active and rejected users and also the data transfer. My name is Sudhir, and thank you for watching GRADIUS demonstration.